start. And we're live. Good
Hey,
evening, everybody. How's all you motherfuckers doing this evening?
I know, right? Right, Gold Teeth Vapes?
Apparently, I'm Gold Tea Vapes tonight. I'm just going to call the show, it's going to be changed to Gold Tea Live.
Gold Teeth Vapes. Gold Teeth Vapes. Like you got a grill, homie.
Does this count?
There you go.
How's everybody doing out there? I know I did see Dr. TMI, Andrew Yeaton. Ooh, Giancarlo's in the house early. Greg Paschak, the master of wrenches, the slinger of metal. I don't know what I'm calling you from now on, Greg. You're going to be known as the slinger of metal around here, just whipping wrenches.
Yeah.
Golf T Frills. I like it. Vape Ross Vape out there. How's everybody doing? Vaporling even, I see snuck in there as well. Apparently I was not paying attention all the way. Hope everybody is doing well here. Got a lot of new stuff going on today.
There's that swag.
Vaping Swag. You can, Vaping Swag, you do what you got to do, buddy. I get it. I got you a link over there in your Facebook if you want to join. Fresh wants to show this off, and God, I want him to show it off because it's beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and present this. Just look at the beauty that is Tenderfoot stand.
Oh, check out my newest Tenderfoot stand, y'all. Check it out, homies.
Are you going to call it Ruby?
I should call it Ruby. I should call this Ruby.
Ooh, that's a good name for it. I like it. My precious.
Yeah. What should I put on there? Let's put a... What do I have sitting handy here? Let's put a goon on there. Just so y'all can see kind of how these fit.
McAfee MC in the house. Who else did I see sneak in here? Nate 38.
Nate 38, Mafi.
OR Church.
There you go, guys.
Ooh, it's so nice.
There you go.
It's so pretty.
Oh, so pretty.
So pretty and witty and gay.
That's right.
ODB's out there.
Oh yeah, I do see ODB. Jax Miller in the house.
That's right, ODB. You cocksucker. That's right. The Ruby stand has a home, everybody.
James Rivera in the house. What's happening, Mr. Rivera? James Bennett. Ooh, we got two Jameses in the house. I'll call you J1 and J2. Or we'll just refer to you as Double J.
They're a tag team. They're going to be tag teaming folks tonight.
I know TJ always likes to say this, but anybody interested in coming in, joining the show, let us know in the comments. We'd be happy to have you join us.
Most definitely. Always looking for somebody. Good call. Way to steal my thunder, considering I forgot. I'm going to let it slide this time.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Tenderfoot stands over on Facebook, you too can purchase something similar to this, but no two are alike because he makes them by hand. This is hand spun on a lathe. Ruby is mine. Ruby is mine. There he is. There's the yunk.
Oh, there he is. He's sending messages, but he ain't showing up yet. I'm guessing he's coming. It's just a matter of when. There's some things I do want to jump into right away, because I'm fairly excited about it, and I've been waiting 3 long days without doing anything with this. I finally made the jump into the DIY adventure, so we'll start here with what I had mixed up on Sunday. If you guys aren't familiar with what's in here, let me go ahead and I'm going to pimp the shit out of it right away. Some of that Eddie's yogurt concentrate, the first DIY I've gone to.
Some of that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eddie's yogurt?
Got that
You haven't got
reason
some. Get some. Head on over and check out AdoreLiquid.com and get you some of that Eddie's yogurt concentrate. Shit's
I'm gonna have some
phenomenal.
Eddie's yogurt. In honor of TJ's first DIY, I'm gonna vape some.
And in case nobody believes me, I did bottle some up this afternoon. and I have not broke the seal on it, so we're going to break the seal live on air. And to top it off here, I've got some brand new dry cotton. I'm going to go on these Yeti oils. And speaking of Yeti oils, you want some of those? Go check out the link in the description below. You can get yourself a nice set of Yeti oils down there.
I do love me some Addie's yogurt.
Oh, it smells so good. You just want to drink it.
Yeti asking like he needs an invitation.
Yeti, I already sent you an invite. What the fuck are you doing? Get your ass in here. Yes, I'm going to call your ass out. I'm over here pimping your shit for you. You could at least have the decency to show up.
I know, right?
Oh, and now I'm getting permission to enter from Giz, too. Giz, fuck you. Just get in here. Here we go.
Nice. Greg Patrick has Addie's in his K-Fun 5 right now.
Nice. And there's Giz.
I know, I'm wearing Gizzard Stew's t-shirt.
We're pimping all these people out who don't even have the decency to show up on time. What am I doing? I talk Giz up all the time. Doesn't show up on time. Too busy fucking around in other people's chat rooms.
Your uncle said he didn't get the invite. You're making up stories. I saw you typing in the invite.
Yeah, you were typing in the invite. That's the link. Jesus Christ. You know what? I'll send it again just to make you feel better. I swear to God, if you don't show up, me and you are fighting.
Nice. Fight, fight, fight. It's like Vape Ross Vape. Vape Ross Vape. Vape
It's going to be the fight of the beards.
Fight, fight, fight.
I don't give a damn if you're crippled or not. If you have to get in your wheelchair to get in here, get in here. Crippled is not an excuse. Look at the Paralympians. They're all crippled in one way, shape, or form.
Nice, Jax. Jax is just ripping the DIY world apart. Just ripping it apart.
All right.
Apple Pear in her K-Fun 5.
Nice.
Nice, Jax. Nice. We need to get you on one of the DIY shows. What up, Gizzard Stew?
Howdy, hey there, boys and girls.
Is that a chicken fucker hat? Is that what that is? Here, since Yunkle's not here, we're going to make him present.
You know what hat it is.
It's Sean from Vaping Swag.
Hey, there's our special guest of the evening. I knew he was out there. It's just a matter of when.
How you doing, Shane? What you doing, Swag?
I'm doing all right. The storms are kind of crazy around here right now.
Oh, so it was safer to hop on live than it was to watch in the comments. I gotcha. I'm cool with that.
I was waiting for it to kind of settle down a little bit. It's still, it might be a little bit loud, just so you know.
It's cool. I'm okay with loud. I'm used to it. I've got a 1-year-old.
I've got you beat. I've got a 13, 12, and 6. So
You're fucking crazy.
Uh-huh.
All right. Here goes nothing. Oh. Yep, I forgot how much I really love this juice. Good God. If you have not, go get you some Addie's yogurt concentrate. Make your own shit. It is totally worth it. That alone is worth it. You don't have to make anything else. Just go buy like a dozen of those 30 ml concentrate bottles, and you'll be golden for a long time.
Yeah,
Well, maybe not for a long time. As good as this shit is, it probably won't last long.
man.
Seriously. Now he shows up, all half-assed and giggling. What's funny?
I'm at the end of my ropes.
I'm at the end of my ropes.
About to lose my fucking patience.
About to lose my fucking patience.
What are y'all
Apparently-
doing?
TJ's vaping his first DIY We got Vaping Swag in the house.
I see that.
Hell
What's
yeah.
happening?
It's been so long since I've used Hangouts that I don't even know what that bottom third is that I have on there.
Sulphur City, what?
Homestead?
Yeah.
Sulphur City Homestead, yeah.
I make stickers. Got it.
That's like
He does make stickers. And
that
t-shirts.
was the whole where everything actually started. Is I made some stickers for a buddy because he was redoing his motorcycle, and I happened to leak it on Facebook, and then everybody was like, "Oh my God, we want those!" So that's the original company is Sulphur City Design. I live by the world's largest natural sulfur springs. Trust me, that's nothing worth bragging about because it smells like dirty, rotten eggs.
We have a place like that here in Oklahoma that's horrible. The town is called Sulphur. That's how creative they were.
Well, the town is actually Green Springs. That's where I grew up. It's actually not even a town. It's a village because there's 1,600 people in one stoplight. So I live right in the heart of cornfields, basically.
Nice.
But the homestead thing is we're pretty self-reliant out here, and that's what we kind of base everything on. So
Nothing wrong with that. Self-reliant is always a good thing.
I grew up next, there's a place called White Sulphur Springs, also originally named, in Montana, and we grew up and we'd go down there to the hot springs all the time, so I associate that sulfury smell with good things.
yeah.
And then every once in a while you open your package from Vaping Swag and there's a little whiff of sulfur to it, and you're like, that's good. That's good things coming to me.
Speaking of Sulphur City, Giancarlo says you should change it to Sulphur City Olmsted.
I like that, yeah. Wait, we're putting lower thirds on? Let me put a lower third on.
I was just trying to get something different there, so I don't even know. I can't even tell you the last time I was on this desktop.
Yeah, there we go. Somebody made this for me. Someone on this panel made this one for me. Oh, man, look how sweet all that is. Thank you, Shane.
You're welcome.
It's gorgeous. Makes me look all classy and shit.
At least we're looking classy then.
I did, if anybody doesn't have anything else, have a couple things that I have coming up that I wanted to announce. Does anybody else have anything that's like they want to say right now, or?
No, have at it. You're a guest. Have at it. Anytime somebody wants to speak up, speak up.
There is currently, if you put in hashtag rainbow, if any of you haven't noticed, there is a little bit of a theme going on with the juice, and it's rainbow flavored, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Indigo, violet, all that stuff, whatever. But it's rainbow colored. So if you use hashtag rainbow, you'll get 20% off your order of anything at Vaping Swag right now.
Ooh.
So we are also going to be getting in tomorrow 15, 30, 60, and 120 Chubby Gorilla bottles. And all of the Vaping Swag originals will be going out in Gorilla bottles starting tomorrow. And to some select few, here's a little sneak peek of what will be coming to some mailboxes.
Ooh, fancy.
Nice.
I figure since I'm a guy that does brand imaging for a living, I should probably have something kind of fancy looking. So.
Nothing wrong with pimping your own self off.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that ask me a lot of questions about the juice line, and like, why would you name it a color, and why would you do this, and why would you do that? I'm very vague in the things that I talk about. It's always Vaping Swag Originals. I don't necessarily actually talk about Eliquid per se. They're very vague names, but once you try them, you'll understand that it's a very good name for them. But the vagueness is because of August 8th. So that's kind of a little description about that. I just wanted to be totally vague with everything, and eventually I plan on doing concentrates very shortly, actually. I'm going to be sending some up to some Canadian people so that they can try that. And Giancarlo knows this as well. I think he's going in the same direction, but I actually have a backup website that I will be totally moving everything over to. All the beard enthusiasts. I'm going to have beard oil available as well as SodaStream flavors.
Stream flavors, I like that. Booty lube.
Yeah.
Booty lube.
Yeah.
I believe that's
So-
Giancarlo's business he's looking into is booty lube.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need one of those yellow beard oils.
Actually, I mean, I've actually got quite a few. I use my own beard oil. You can't really tell right now because it's so damn humid today, but I use my own beard oil. I've been doing it for a long time. And actually, Gizzard and I were talking about stuff, and I mean, it just kind of went hand in hand. Beard oil and SodaStream flavors. Why won't they go together?
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Man, it's raining like cats and dogs out there.
Oh, I'm trying to follow your.
All right.
I tried to follow Giancarlo's link and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, yeah, that's it right there.
The Dent Man. That's somebody new I haven't seen in here. Hello, Dent Man.
Dent's here. Nice. What up, Dent?
Haven't seen him in a while.
Hey, Rochelle.
Vape with me up in the halls.
I appreciate you calling me a sexy bitch, gorgeous lady.
You're apparently the coil god now as well. Did you see that?
Or are you talking about my tenderfoot stand? Rochelle, that's what you were really talking about. She's all sweet talking me to try and get to tenderfoot. That's what's going on.
Can you blame her?
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on over there, man.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about the shipping anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Look at. Look at all the everything's. Over
Yeah.
on
Sapini Paparia.
oil. Nice.
When my grandparents came here, well, my great-grandparents came here from Italy, they Americanized our last name. Our previous last name, the Italian last name, was Stampini. So that's what that is, kind of like a total separation between, Vaping Swag and the new venture. Hopefully, it's only a backup. I really hope that we can do business as usual, and the courts will find the truth of the matter. And all you guys know, I'm very vocal about how I feel about our government and the FDA. So,
Yes, you are, and I appreciate it a lot. I believe there was a fuck the FDA shirt.
There is, just because I still want to be a little tactful, even though I have a who the fuck is Gizzard Stu shirt. When addressing these things, I want everybody to be a little tactful. You know, we don't want somebody going into a session that's a beach bum and standing there saying the FDA, fuck the FDA. You know, I mean, I want to kind of address this with, you know, a little bit of white gloves so that we can be, you know, we want people to be tactful. At the same time, if you want it and you say, hey, I want the explicit version, I will gladly put fuck the FDA on the shirt for you.
I like Greg's shirt idea there. Wrench the FDA.
Greg is going to be the focus of a upcoming shirt as well. I'm not sure if you guys saw that nifty little thing.
I think I might have missed that one. Is he going to be the master of wrenches?
Yeah.
He's like the master key.
Where's that at? Oh, I'm on my desktop. Well, let's see. I know that it's on the fresh page, I think.
I have a page?
What? Huh. I post so much stuff. Anyways, this is Greg standing on top of a mound of bodies with a nice dripping font across the top that says "The Wrench."
Oh, fantastic!
Nice.
That's glorious.
ODB wants to be friends with me again. Fuck you.
On Facebook.
When your stitches come out, you can be friends, ODB.
Love it.
Oh, Sexy Shane in the house.
I do see it.
Hey, what up, Shane?
And the vaping Puerto Rican.
That's another Buckeye for you right there. Even though he's Puerto Rican, he's actually a Buckeye too. So.
He hails from the Buckeye State.
Yeah, but he's one of those weird Southerners. So.
Okay. So he doesn't live up by the mistake on the lake?
No. That's me. Mine's like Lake Erie's like a stone's throw away from me. I'm closer to Canada than I am most of you guys. So.
I'm pretty close there too.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere close to anything. Well, maybe Gizzard.
I'm nowhere close to anybody on this panel.
Hell no, we got mountains between us.
I think there's several thousand miles between me and everybody on this panel right now.
Yeah. So, are you Portland or Seattle?
Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah, I've been up there a lot. So I used to work at Starbucks. I used to manage a store in California. So
you had to go up and pay heed to the corporation every once in a while.
Yeah, actually, it was a really good company to work for. They treated us really well. So
that's what Don said.
One of the best jobs I ever have, and I actually really miss it. So I worked there for 12 years. So that's a pretty long time for retail.
Yes. Alright, now, before I get off...
I'm holding off ordering until those chubby gorillas come in, then I'll put an order in tomorrow. I'm sure I can load up my cart with enough to get free shipping.
Yeah. Yeah, the 120s are really... I wish I had one around here. I already set one out, but... Hi, Kathy.
Kathy.
The 120s are... Yes, LIFA, you have one, don't you? Something in a 120 Chevy?
I've got the I've got a 60 and it's glorious. I can only imagine what the 120 is like.
Yeah.
The 120 is great, but I think the 60 would be better for a pocket. But
Yeah.
the 120 is awesome for having right here on my desk. It's just beautiful. I'm never gonna run out of that, in a week sitting here. So.
Yeah, they've really thought about. I mean, it's designed specifically for vaping, and they really thought about the whole design of everything. I mean, it's awesome. It's easy to squeeze, and you can't mutilate it like you do other things. It's got a nice wide top instead of those freakishly small, like Fresh has.
And like the 30 mil that I have here that I got put Dawns in, I love how the top just kind of comes off and it's flat. It's not like it's snapped on there. It's got the little bit of insert there that's just perfect. And the same thing with the 120. It's the same way. It's no weird way to take it off to refill it or whatever.
TJ, hurry up before you forget what you're going to say.
I was busy enjoying some of that Eddie's yogurt. My apologies. And that sometimes that does trump other things that are going through my brain. I'm like, ooh, tasty. I'm a fat kid. I can't help it. If it tastes good, I'm all over it like flies on shit. Giz brought up a good thing here that I would like to get a chance to do because I haven't had any special guests on as of lately. So I'd like to have a chance to get you to tell your vaping story here with us.
I can probably do that for you. Would you like me to start at the very beginning?
Yes. Whatever got you going.
Hell yeah.
I'm not sure. I'll just start from the, kind of the very beginning. I actually, back in 2008, started on something called Green Smoke. I'm not sure if any of you know what that is. It's a really crappy cig-alike.
I think I have one of those.
I paid an exorbitant amount of money for it, and it was probably the worst experience that I've ever had in my life. I never really stopped smoking on it. I dual used because the batteries lasted all of about 10 puffs before they, just totally crapped out on you. Back at that time, you'll hear a lot of people. The couch behind me, I usually when I'm on chats and stuff, I'm on that couch. Back around that time when I started trying to quit, I had a spontaneous chest wall hernia. Essentially what happened is between my 7th and 8th rib, I developed a tear in my muscle. Everything pushed through that, and being that I was still a smoker, I got the wondrous bronchitis that you always get. So basically what happened is each time I coughed, it pushed through, and it finally went through and broke my 7th and 8th rib in the front and in the back. And back at the same time, it herniated my T7 and T8 vertebrae in my back. So I started going through a lot of medical things. I had a surgery on the side of it. I actually totally quit. Well, it wasn't really cold turkey because I was on Dilaudid for about 7 days after my surgery, so it was pretty easy to go cold turkey. And I came back and I didn't smoke for I think it was about 6 months or so. And a buddy took me to a bar, and if any of you know, if I've ever quit, first beer, and then all of a sudden you take one cigarette and you're hooked again,
That's all it takes.
Yeah. So I started. I gave you guys a brief history. I started Sulphur City Design. That was back in 2013. When I started Sulphur City Design, there was a guy. I worked primarily with like the YouTube garage gang, basically the guys who build like go-karts and all those weird little trinkets and stuff. Lawnmowers, they take a perfectly good lawnmower and tear it apart and start doing crazy stuff with it. But I met this guy from Canada, and he was all about vaping. And I'm like, oh man, that was that. I had that green smoke experience, and it was so nasty. And he's like, oh no, look at this, and you can try different juices and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, because all I saw was the pre-filled cartridges that tasted like ass, leaked all over your mouth. And so, I was like, okay, I might give that a shot. So I actually got an EVOD kit, and I was vaping away at 3 ohms, and I actually dual used for probably about 4 months. I wasn't one of those people that just started vaping and just kicked it. I was a pretty heavy smoker though, so I mean I was basically laying around not doing much and just smoking, and I didn't go outside to smoke, and which is horrible. I have kids and a wife, and I was probably up to like 3, almost 4 packs a day. So the EVOD really wasn't really doing it for me. What really got me going is I had an iTaste, what was it, an iTaste VV3. It went up to 20 watts, and I got a Nautilus Mini, and that's what did it for me. As soon as I got that, pow, I was off the cigarettes. That was February 4th of 2013. Yeah, what are we at? So yeah, it'll be 3 years. But I am actually down to 0 nic. I've been down to 0 nic since November, and I actually love it because I mean I get my hand to mouth, and that's the biggest thing for me. The nicotine I've already done without before, and I know I could. So I mean I'm perfectly happy at sucking down some really tasty juice at 0 nic. So, but I also got started. I talked to Matt from Suck My Mod. I started talking to him in September of 2014, and I worked with a guy named the Cloudy Vape. I'm sure some of you know him. We worked on getting the design out for Suck My Mod, and Matt came on board, and directly after that, Vaping with Twisted 420 came on, and it went from Sulphur City design to holy crap, this is way too much traffic to put on all these different groups. So I made Vaping Swag, and that's pretty much where it began. Basically now, anybody who has a channel or whatever the case may be, I will let them, whatever merchandise they want to do to make their put their name on, any kind of brand imaging or whatnot. That's kind of what I do now. And I'm very, very, very focused on advocacy. I'm very vocal about the way I feel about vaping. I'm vocal about what vaping has done for myself and my family, and I am not one to bite my tongue, so you'll hear it just about anywhere. I love the shirts because it's so engaging when you're out in public. I have absolutely wonderful conversations. Obviously, you have the assholes and the people that'll say that'll blow up in your face and just walk away, but I love having that engagement and being able to talk to people, and it's so amazing at how many people, we're always inside of our group and we talk about this so much, but there's so many people that are absolutely ignorant of all the things that are going on, all the things that the government is trying to do to us, and they're so grateful for being enlightened, basically. And it's just such an awesome thing because it's just a little bit of print on a T-shirt, but it makes a lasting impression on so many people. But in a nutshell, that's basically my vape story. So
That's an impressive turn. Really is. That talking about going and drinking and smoking, that actually hit a good nerve. I'd actually quit for like 6 or 8 months at one point while I was living in California. When my father passed away back in 2012, I immediately went to the store, bought myself a case of beer, and I sat in the garage. And I drank every fucking beer in that case from the time I found out until like 4 in the morning till the beers were gone. And there was a pack of cigarettes that were still sitting in the garage that I just left there. Went and grabbed the cigarette, fucking smoked every cigarette that was left in the pack, passed out, woke up the next morning coughing my ass off, went, I could really go for a cigarette. And then I started again. And didn't quit again until this last December. So that's most definitely a right-on way to call it straight out. That's exactly the same kind of thing that got me to smoke again after being smoke-free for 8 months at one point.
I had a situation similar to that. I had quit for 2.5 years. I quit cold turkey and just quit. I started running, started doing like 5 and 10K runs, and all of a sudden, just one day, out of the blue, after 2.5 years, just was drinking with some of my buddies and got a wild hair at my ass. I was like, give me a cigarette. They were like, no, you know, because they'd already gotten used to seeing me without cigarettes. It was very alien to them. I was like, just give me one. I can smoke one, no big deal. And I smoked that one. I smoked that one. I didn't want any more the rest of the night, at all. That next morning, though, I was I was at the store getting a pack, and my 2.5 year run was over with.
Oh yeah.
Big mistake. Every time I quit smoking, I quit cold turkey. But I'm kind of like you. It's I got to keep my hands busy,
Yep.
you know, because if I'm just sitting idle, I can't do it. Can't do it.
I was a destroyer of pens. Anytime I would quit. It is that hand to mouth really gets you, and I'd just sit there like spinning pens, and I'm just gnawing away at them.
Well, that's why I love vaping so much, is because, I mean, really, that is really the biggest thing for me, just having that hand to mouth. And when I get that added bonus flavor, that's what I really like. All of you guys, well, LIFA, I don't think you haven't had any yet, have you? I can't remember.
Any of your flavors? No.
Yeah.
What? How could you? I did an entire show on
Yeah.
flavors.
Yeah. But
I've been broke for a while.
they're really in-your-face flavors, and there's a reason for that, is because, first off, I'm diabetic, so I live vicariously through my vape. You'll notice that most of mine are fruity and sweet, and there's a big reason for that is because, I can't have sweet things for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but it's also very in-your-face flavor because I want to have something that reminds me, every time that I do this, that I don't have to have a cigarette kind of thing, This tastes better than cigarettes, and, that's just that constant reminder.
Yep.
Yep. And that's where my story was with as well. As soon as I got mine, I was dual using, basically the one in the morning and one at night before bed, and forcing myself with a vape the rest of the day with some type of nice strawberry cheesecake or something like that. And one morning I went outside to have that first smoke, and took a couple puffs, and it tasted like crap, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. This tastes like shit. I'm going inside and having strawberry cheesecake.
Exactly. Mine was that coffee flavor. I was sitting out there on the porch, having my I'm going to bed, and yeah, it was grab my coffee vape instead because it tasted so fucking terrible. And sat there thinking about what I'd done to myself for the last 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
That cinnamon Danish did that same thing for me. It was strong and punched me in my mouth enough to go, ooh,
And
the fuck?
that's kind of the advice when I'm hanging out in the shop and I see a new person coming in getting a setup device, and they go, "Well, what type of flavors do you like?" And I always put my 2 cents in of like, whatever you do, stay away from the tobacco right away. If they're a menthol smoker, I understand they need that menthol hit to them. But if they're just a Camel Light smoker, I'm like, pick out your favorite dessert and use that. And one of these days, you're going to prefer that to the cigarette in the morning.
See, I thought the same way because I didn't know jack shit about. I didn't know anything about the whole vaping thing when because we just had like a little the little pen, with the CE4 on top, and I was like, some menthol would be awesome. 'Cause that's what I smoked every time. My whole smoking career was menthols, cool filters. So I was like, hell yeah, let's get some menthol. Oh, that was a big mistake. I've never had a decent menthol vape ever.
Well, what did you think about purple?
Huh?
What did you think about purple? Because that has menthol in it.
Yeah, it's not the overpowering kind of menthol though. It's not the kind that is just in your face. You know what I mean? It's like just enough.
Well, that's actually what I had in the EVOD when I totally stopped dual using.
Mm-hmm.
It was a grape menthol, and that's kind of like a throwback. Purple
Right.
is. So
You want to know about the green cafe? All you have to know is it's tea in heaven. That's all it is. It's just a beautiful punch in your mouth that you keep going back to.
green was actually a total screw up, but it turned out to be a good screw up. Like I said, I worked at Starbucks. There's a couple orange and green are Starbucks derivatives, basically. There's matcha powder inside of green. Oh, that's something else that I don't think I mentioned, but I know Giz has said quite a few. I try and do as many natural extracts as I can.
Yeah.
So aside from the creams and the things that would go rancid, I try and make everything that I can as natural as I can. So there's natural extracts, and I use stevia as a sweetener. So it's a little bit of a different take on vaping. I notice a lot because aside from the dark, which is a total coil killer, everything else won't gunk up your coil. There's no avoiding it on dark. Just how it is. You don't want to use it on a sub-ohm tank or anything like that. But stevia is just wonderful in that it doesn't gunk your coil. It gives you a nice sweet taste, and it's not sucralose.
Can you tell people, expand on your knowledge of stevia? Because I think it's a very interesting sweetener.
Stevia,
and you grow it, right?
yes. I actually grow it right in my backyard. What I do is I will take the leaves, dry them out, boil the leaves, and basically distill them into leave a white powder. I use the white powder and I mix it with PG to carry it, and that's what I use to sweeten. Stevia is a plant. It's all natural. It is probably about 100 times sweeter than table sugar. It's diabetic friendly. You have to watch, like if you go and buy it from Walmart, they put filler in it, which has It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but it actually has carbohydrates in it. If you, I mean, I haven't bought it in such a long time, but if you buy it from other retailers, it will be totally carbohydrate free. So it's diabetic friendly. You know, I use it in my coffee as well as my vapes. So
I'm curious because I use stevia too when I do use sweetener, but I don't use much. Would that be something I should be concerned with about using the liquid stuff, or?
Oh, if you have the liquid stuff, you're fine.
Okay.
That should be pure stevia. I mean, it should be. As long as you don't see things like dextrose added to it, maltose, dextrose, all those kind of things.
Right.
I don't know. It makes no sense to me why you're going to use an alternate sweetener and put carbohydrates in it. I mean,
yeah.
I found too, if you go to like a health food store or a co-op, a lot of places have stevia that is basically just suspended in VG, in a liquid form, and what I prefer that, like if I use it in coffee or tea, because it only takes one drop.
Right.
And, it's really a powerful sweetener. The other thing that I would point out is that stevia is herbal. It's a natural herbal sweetener. You don't have the problems that you have with sugars as far as health problems and making you fat and giving you candida and all kinds of other things that go along with sugar consumption. But a lot of people don't, it's relatively new to the U.S. market, but a lot around the world, stevia is the #1 sweetener used in most other countries. Like if you were to go get a Coke in Japan, chances are that it would be sweetened with stevia and not sugar.
Yes, Coca-Cola primarily throughout the world sweetens with stevia. However, we're all about to find out. People are going to watch 1 Billion Lives. They're going to find out how corrupt our government really is and the stupid things that they do just for money. Primarily, we still use sugar. Actually, high fructose corn syrup is what we use in soda, and that's because of all the subsidies and all the things given out by the FDA. The FDA doesn't give shit about our health. The FDA worries about what crosses their palms. High fructose.
Well, not to interrupt you, but another thing, if you go and you look up aspartame, go read about aspartame, which was basically pushed through the FDA at a time when they were finding out that saccharin was a definite carcinogen, and aspartame is a neurotoxin. So all of you that drink Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi with aspartame in it, it's bad shit.
See, that's why you actually use a soda stream and make your own. This is a Dr. Pepperish wannabe kind of thing. But it's made with stevia and some roots and some other things, and it actually is a true soda stream flavor.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I started using this stevia in my DIY. I got it just on a lark. I had heard it somewhere, and I just got it just to try. And then I substituted it for sucralose because I was using sucralose. And I noticed the very first thing I noticed, of course, was the flavor. It had a much better, more natural taste. And you didn't need near as much of it, and it didn't fuck your coils up. Your coils weren't turning black and nasty, and and I was sold right from the get-go.
If you are DIYing with it though, and Shane, you can probably confirm this, it's powerful stuff. So you You might not. You might only need a couple of drops in a 120 milliliter bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wrote in chat, if it's pure stevia, and you put it in your bottle, I mean, be very, like, use drops at a time and try it.
Yeah.
Because if it takes over, it will taste absolutely vile and bitter. And it can happen with a couple drops, a couple drops difference.
Night, Greg. Have a
Night,
good night,
Greg.
buddy.
Little wrench.
Yeah, it will ruin your juice for sure, or your liquid. I'm sorry.
Or your coffee, or your whatever you're putting it in. It's I found like they sell stevia packets. They, I think it's called Truvia or something like that. It's a powdered stevia, sugar substitute. And from what I've found from that stuff, you put a whole packet of that crap in a cup of coffee, you've just ruined your cup of coffee.
Well, you got to watch with Truvia though too, because I think it's actually only 10% stevia.
Yeah. I think that's got a lot of dextrose in it, isn't it?
I believe so. I think that's one with a lot of filler.
Yeah, you might want to stay away from that one, but that's why I was recommending, if people want to try it as a sweetener, to go get it from the health food store and try and get pure stevia suspended in either like an alcohol base, or the stuff that I use now is suspended in VG of all things, which people that DIY or anyone that vapes should know what vegetable glycerin is.
Hell yeah, that's cool. I didn't know they did that. That's awesome. I'm gonna look for that.
Let me see.
Of course, I got a little bottle of it, and it'll last me 6 months or longer, really.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't use sweeteners in my e-liquids when I DIY. I try and work my way around that. I think it's a shortcut that a lot of people do use, to really get that sweetness in their e-liquids, and I just don't want to be inhaling sucralose after it's been vaporized. Personally.
There's a link over in side chat if someone wants to take that. If you take 120 milliliters or 4 ounces of PG or VG, whichever you want, you can take 16 fluid ounces to 4 ounces of pure stevia, and you can mix it together and make a suspension. You can get it from the link. I mean, anything along those lines of what you see will work.
Oh, look at you getting all fresh out there, Giancarlo. And Duck even in here to see that? I hope so. He's getting brownie points over there.
I know, right? She's sitting there. She's looking over his shoulder right now. Like, you better type something nice about me.
It is.
I don't use stevia in everything either. Just the stuff that I like really sweet. Like yellow has stevia in it.
Yeah.
Yellow has stevia in it. Purple has stevia in it. Green has stevia in it. And green, that's what got us onto this conversation. That was a total screw up. I was trying to make a green tea frappuccino. I'm not sure if anybody's had those before. But I mix it up. I tried a few different things. Matcha is another one of those things that will just run away from you because it's a very pungent flavor. Matcha is green tea powder from like the first green tea leaves. So I was trying to make a green tea frappuccino, and when I made it, I was like, shit, this tastes like, this tastes like a bubble tea, because I got this light when you exhale on the very end of it, you get that like little tapioca flavor, especially if you're like really baking it. That really pronounces it. But I was like, this tastes like bubble tea, I mean, just almost to a T. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to change anything. I like this. It's now going to be a bubble tea instead of a green tea frappuccino.
That orange you make is phenomenal too. That whole cranberry orange bread taste, that blew me the fuck away. I live in a state where Wisconsin is actually the nation's #1 leading producer of cranberries in the United States. So generally anything cranberry related, I'm willing to try it. And that was spot on.
Yeah. I really like using contrasting flavors because it opens your palate up so much. If you accentuate some really high acidic notes, it can really bring out the sweet notes of things without having to use a shit ton of sweetener. So basically, it's like playing science on your tongue to make things, I mean, I think when you understand how you can manipulate your palate is when you become, a good mixologist.
Right.
Because that's so much what it is just making your tongue believe what you say,
Exactly. Yeah, some of my favorite recipes have come from looking at an actual recipe on like allrecipes.com or something like that. And I'll sit there and just roll through the recipe. I'm like, okay, so I have this flavor. I can use it to simulate this portion of this flavor. Now I need to figure out how to get something to interact with it well enough.
Yeah.
To fool myself into thinking that it's this instead. So, using like a gelato in a cake recipe to simulate that egg flavor. Stuff like that.
That's the science in DIY.
It is. That's what. Oh, it's so much fun, isn't it? I want some Gizzard stew goggles and a. I'll dress up like Dr. Evil. Or Dr. Horrible. I'll dress up like Dr. Horrible.
Dr. Ock.
Yeah, with my goggles and sitting there in nice white lab coat, sitting there working on my stuff. That's what I do when I'm not online. I'm just sitting around in my lab coat with my Gizzard stew goggles.
Get a nice surgical cap.
That's right.
This is my first actual real live show, and I feel the pain of trying to pay attention to chat and talk at the same time.
I hate to say this, but I miss so much of fucking chat on this show. It's ridiculous. If I'm on somebody else's show where I'm not saying a whole lot, I don't miss a whole lot in chat. But when it's my own show, I'm sitting here trying to pay attention to everybody here, and then every once in a while I'll look over at the comments and I go, oh, now I know what Fresh goes through all the time. Squirrel, what's that say? Completely out of fucking context.
That's right. It's the best way to be. That's the best way to be. Plus, it keeps you interacting with the crowd. I love interacting with my audiences. I love interacting with audiences in general when I'm on shows, but it's really, really hard for me. It's really hard. So the easiest way I've found is kind of just keep your eyes kind of moving, and if something catches your attention, like Kathy Vapes is out there in the crowd flipping her hair right now. Her and Jax are BFFs forever. Shane Smith's going to be a little bit upset about that, Jax. You ditched him so quickly.
God, just moving right along, just using and abusing.
That's right. Shane Smith doesn't have access to Stabwood DNA 200s. Sorry, Shane. Out the door.
That's sexy Shane. I'm swaggy Shane. He's sexy Shane. Who's getting their confusing there for a while because like everybody soon knew that I'm Vaping Swag, and they'd be like, "Hey Shane," and we'd both be like, "Hey, what's up?" Because Shane isn't the most popular name in the world. That's why I get called Sean all the time. But
Well, when Sean gets sick, Shane decides to actually show up on the live stream.
it's funny though. Like every Shane that I've talked to, I'm like, "Do you ever get called Sean?" And they're like, "Yep, all the time."
Yeah, I still feel like a dick about that. I'm not gonna lie.
If you were the first.
I was gonna say he'll be right back at it next week.
That's cool. I will too. Man, hey, how you doing, John?
Like I have so many poor viewers that I mispronounced their name initially, and I just stick to my guns.
Speaking of which, where is Isilus?
Isilus hasn't been around for a little bit. I think I saw her a couple of weeks ago on one of my shows.
Or what about Movie King?
Movie King, yeah, I haven't seen. I saw him over on one of Trevor Jones's shows.
Yeah.
Trevor was doing one. I saw Movie King over there. Angelica, just because she puts the pronunciation out there to correct me.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna stop.
We haven't seen Undertaker for a while.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Undertaker with the black dildo.
Yeah, I missed Undertaker dildo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scroll here. Tommy, when the hell am I gonna get you on this show?
Tommy's elusive like a Yeti.
Tommy's show.
He's more elusive than a Yeti. I get a Yeti here every Wednesday.
Tommy's show is actually responsible for bringing about the at cost shirts that I'm doing for the volunteers going to vape shops. I believe it was Beauty in the Vape. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that that's who it was during Tommy's show. But that's where that originated from. And we've had a lot of people get those shirts, and it just makes me just so happy.
That's
What I
awesome.
need to do tomorrow is get that. I'm doing good, Jared. Thank you. Yeah, there was another Christine I mistook for being Beauty in the Vape. I feel really bad about that. I haven't seen her pop back in a while. I hope she understands that I can't pay attention. And if you tell me something, it's gone within 30 seconds if it doesn't move into long term.
No, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
I have a hard term with the long term too. Don't feel bad.
Then, yeah, poor dear Addy telling me about some advice I gave him at one point on his DIY. And I'm like, I said that?
Oh, I just have to say, there may or may not now be a little addition of some current from somewhere. I don't know where that came from.
Black currant.
That is a fabulous thing. I am so glad that you. I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it adds so much to your vape with such a small amount. It's such a lovely flavor.
Well, I'll tell you, the light that I have available now is an ice cream and cake, basically. And the strawberry, holy crap. Like, I thought my strawberry was good until I put that in there.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you get that little bit of syrup, and then it just pops. It just pops at you.
Yeah, it's not like the strawberry swirls now. It's like the strawberry drizzle on the ice cream.
Yeah.
Good night, Kathy.
Night, Kathy.
Night.
Night, Kathy.
Who was on my show?
Oh, he was asking about True Tides.
Yeah, True Tides was on my show a couple weeks ago. He got super busy with life. He's a young cat in the Air Force, so
Yeah,
he could only let grown men molest him so long before he had to step out on his own, find someone to molest.
you know how it is.
That's right. I mean, shoot, he was on my show for like what, 6 months? Like 6 months straight, and it was basically like me and Dirty trying to anally rape him for the majority of the show. So
He just kept coming, though, didn't he?
yeah, he did. He wasn't the only one. Oh,
I set you up.
you did. I did. I hope I knocked it out of the park for you, Uncle. Jax is a pretty straightforward name, Jax. That one I would have trouble messing up. Like poor Icy Lies. I mean, she's gonna be Icillus forever.
Yep.
Oh, it's Icy Lies? You jerk.
Right?
No, I always just listen to you. I never even really looked at it. It makes a lot of sense now. The other one, what was the other one? I thought Niji was a guy for the longest time.
Little Filipino guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Living in the, I thought Niji was little Filipino guy living in the Philippines with Relic. I thought they were roommates or something, living in the Philippines. Poor Niji. Poor Niji. I'm sorry I did that to you for so long, Niji. If you're out there, if you're out there, Niji, I'll go grab Ivana. I'll take a little punishment for you.
Oh, Niji's out there.
No.
She is.
Go get your punishment.
Oh, she's looking up too. She's mad.
Jax, there is absolutely no way you can be mistaken for a man. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
There you go, Niji.
No.
Oh, she's just staring at the computer screen. She's not sure what to make of everything. Because she was sleeping so nice. Weren't you, Ivana? You were sleeping so nice. Oh, there we go. Now she's
Fuck you, let me go.
I'll see if I can get her to hang out for a minute. Sometimes I can. Yeah, there you go. See, it's not so bad.
Until the claws come out.
Oh, they're out. Oh, there we go. That's enough.
It's like, I've had enough. Put me down, sir, before you die now.
Yep. Put me down before I have to run one of these across your throat and find a new human. All of a sudden, your uncle's got all my login information, doing all my shows, and there's a cat sitting behind him on all the videos. Like,
Dirty look in her eye, a little glint.
that's right. Actually, she wouldn't be on the videos. You'd just be sitting there, and all of a sudden, you're like, "Ow, okay, guys, it was a good show. I have to go get some soft food for the cat."
Show's over.
Show's over, guys. It's a good time.
I feel the need to pimp this again. This shit is phenomenal. Go buy some Addie's yogurt concentrate right now.
I concur. It looks like... Where's Addie's? I got a bunch of Don's concentrates tonight. There you go, everybody. That's what your concentrate looks like when it comes.
That nice purple top and just tasty deliciousness.
I'll tell
All
you,
the flavors that.
it's in the purple tops.
Yep.
That's the secret.
And TJ,
I don't have
I'm sure you
anything in
have
mind.
stuff.
Purple tops and evolve your recipes even further.
TJ, I'm sure you have some of that hazy too to mix up.
Oh, yes. And then the next thing right behind that, a couple of bottles of banana bondage, because I can't get enough of that shit.
Banana bondage, so let's see, I got concentrate, I've got a bottle of it.
You got it coming out your ears, don't you?
Yeah, I got banana bondage coming out my ears, and I couldn't be happier. And then I got a nice bottle of strawberry submission. I got a 120 of strawberry submission sitting right over there.
Yep.
Where the fuck did my other mod go?
I'm still amazed by your blue that blueberry flavor you managed to put together. That is incredible.
I never liked banana in a vape until I made my own extract and put it inside of there. Because if you really cook it, if you put it at like, if you got some really nice Claptons and you cook it at about 120, man, oh man, that banana comes through on the end and it's just so creamy. I mean, like it tastes just like you bit into a banana.
Yeah.
And Dawn's, I swear to God, if I would know differently, I would swear she came and stole my extract because the bananas are very close.
She may have stolen your extract. She may be out back right now,
Peeking
loading
through
up
the
for the
window,
next
waiting
batch
for
of
you to go
banana
to sleep.
bondage. Like, I could have sworn I had 4 or 5 more jars of that sitting around.
I was, I don't know, maybe it just shows my ignorance, I don't know. But I was just kind of amazed at your process of how you distill down the flavors.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, I mean, you see this glop of blueberry shit, you know, it's like, ugh, you know, and then after it's done, you know, you see the process going down, and then it's almost entirely clear, and
Yeah.
it's super concentrated blueberry flavor. You know, just it blew my mind.
Well, that goes back to being self-sufficient kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever gone and bought pure vanilla at the store before, but it's expensive as shit. And I'm like, you know, I mean, it can't be that hard. I mean,
Right.
to make your own pure vanilla. And I already, one of my niches as far as homesteading goes is I do brew. You know, I'm a brewer, and I mean, I do beer, I do wine, I do mead, and I also do some of my own distilling here at home, and it's purely right now for making extracts. So it's relatively simple. The only thing is it takes a very long time for the process to come out. You know, like the cranberries are 6 weeks because they're such a pain in the ass to break down. But you know, it's a 6 week process. So that's why it took me so long too to get from, you know, because I started this back in March of 2015. I wanted to bring it out May of 2016, but you know, I had to go to the hospital, so that kind of put a break on things. That's another thing I forgot too is I'm sure most of you know that I went to the hospital and, you know, was on the brink of death. And I actually have a nurse on record that says that vaping saved my life twice. So,
Wow. Awesome. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just goes back to the whole sustainability thing. And I have a lot of trouble paying somebody to do something that I can do, you know. That's kind of my thoughts on the thing. So
Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, like I say, when I was watching that, I mean, the way you do it, man, you are truly and totally committed. I mean, you can't just whip up a batch, you know, like a little batch. You know, there's no sampling. You know, it's like all or nothing the way you do. I was just amazed. I mean,
I actually have pale ales because, you know, I brew. So those are 6 gallons. So I have 6-gallon pails of stuff, just because it's such a long process. And you know, I mean, I would love it if I got just smashed and had to use everything, but I want to be kind of prepared since it is such a long process.
Right.
So I actually have, you know, 6-gallon pails of stuff in reserve.
Nothing wrong with being ready, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your new flavor?
Which one?
The coffee.
There's actually 2. There's dark and light. Dark is actually, that is a blend of Eastern African coffees. It's Ethiopian Harar and Ethiopian Rigachefi. It is, I got green beans and I roasted them myself. I have a coffee roaster that I've had since about 1995. I roast the beans myself. I do almost a French roast. Not quite burnt like a French roast is, but kind of like in between an Italian roast and a French roast. What that happens is the oil from the coffee is pretty volatile, so you have to get those oils extracted. And then once you roast it, you have to put it in the oven overnight at 200 degrees and, well, 175 degrees if you have a, you know, my stove actually goes to 175. but you have to extract all those oils out of there before you can put it inside of the pure grain alcohol. Because anytime that you have oils, since we're all pretty much DIYs here, the oils inside, like Luann's, what's that called? Loran's.
Lorraine.
They have so many things that you can't use because they're oil based. So you want to try and make sure you get all those oils out of the coffee beans. Pure grain alcohol is a solvent as well, so if you do that whole process, which is a pretty lengthy process, but I've never found a coffee vape that I like until now. So I'm a very big fan of Eastern African coffees. What Eastern African coffees are generally, they've got a medium to full body, but they have a nice bright acidity to them. Ethiopian Yirgacheffe actually has, if you do a French press of it, it almost has a lemon peppery taste to it. So with the Harar, which has, I mean, some blueberry notes to it, so you mix those two and mix it with chocolate, and it is absolutely divine. So dark is basically a mocha. So you've got coffee, chocolate, steamed milk, and a dollop of whipped cream with vanilla inside of it. It will absolutely kill your coils. That's about what color it is right there. But it is, I mean, obviously I'm biased, but it's the best coffee vape that I've had. And then there's Light, which I already explained all the names and such, but Light is a nice light white cake with buttercream frosting, and then it's got a side of strawberry ice cream, so it's just cake and ice cream.
Yeah.
But that's what I added the currant to that, and the strawberry is just amazing inside of there with that.
Fuck it. God damn it. No, I'm going to have to spend more money. Old lady's going to be pissed.
Blackcurrants, you can get a 30 mil for $4 or $5. Not too bad.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm going to have to be ordering like a 120 of that shit. I've never even tried it, but that just sounds good to me. I don't do coffee, so cake it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I went and read the flavor profile, and I was like, holy shit.
The coffee is what took me the longest, because I tried all kinds of different coffee extracts that everybody else has. I tried making my own, and I would get that oily residue up at the top of it. So I really had to refine the process in order to get a stable extract.
Yeah, I was curious about that because making your own coffee extract to where it's safe to vape is a pretty good trick.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people that just take like coffee beans and throw them down in PG, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
You could actually do it if it's green, but I never had any luck with that. If you just take the green coffee beans and put them in there, it doesn't give it enough of a, you get that back end bitterness from the roasting. That it grabs a hold of the back of your tongue, and so it kind of gives it the body.
I've seen people use dark roasted beans.
Oh yeah.
And it's full of oils. And I just can't imagine that would be good to be putting in your lungs.
No, I mean, no, not at all. There's a significant process to go through in order to get that, and it does not involve just crushing up roasted coffee and throwing it in there.
I've heard of that too.
I know someone who I think still does it.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not seeing any tests or anything. I just know that anytime that you interject any kind of a fat into your lungs, it's not a really good thing because that equals pneumonia. So even if it is a plant-based fat, it's still a fat. So
Right.
Sure.
because I actually went into the hospital with pneumonia one time, and they said, "Oh, you have what's it called, colostrum pneumonia."
Colostrum.
Yeah. But yeah, the nurse was, "Oh, you vape, so that's what you have." It just happened to be right along the same time that there was a woman in Florida that passed away, and they said it was because she had that specific pneumonia because of vaping.
I remember that one. I think that scared me away from vaping for another year or so. I remember that story, though.
Yeah, it was right back. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It was at the same, like, I mean, I was still dual using at the time. So, I mean, it's been a significant time ago.
Speaking of vaping and oils and shit like that's gonna really fuck you up. And I'm pretty sure probably everybody's about seen this by this point. The Diaz brother who just ended up fighting Conor McGregor at UFC. The second they went to their press conference, he was vaping cannabis oil.
CBD.
CBD, yeah. That just seems like a bad decision.
He probably needed it after that beating.
Yeah. CBD oil, I don't know. You might be thinking something differently because it's not pot. There's no THC.
No, I'm not saying the powder, the THC, or anything, Matt. I don't give a damn if somebody smokes pot. Do your thing. More power to you. I used to do it when I was in high school. I have no problem with it. People still want to do it. Be my guest. I was just thinking purely on the way that it's portrayed by the media and how that goes out. It's probably not going to be good for vaping as a whole because people are going to immediately see that and go, "Oh, you're trying to get high."
I see what you're saying.
See, the problem is, in vaping, we have so many, I don't know, gold diggers, whatever you want to call them, somebody jumping in for the buck. The problem is, CBD could be a real thing if we had prohibition of marijuana eradicated. We could actually do a lot of testing. We could actually extract the cannabinoids and look at them and see what each one does. But when you can't have human trials and studies, because CBD could be an amazing thing. You don't get any psychoactive activity from CBD.
Right.
It doesn't make you stoned, but it can stop seizures. It can stop pain. I mean, there's so many things that it can do.
And that's exactly right. That's why you see bunches of parents who are taking their kids who have long-term problems with seizures and things like that, and they're moving off to Colorado. The stuff is legal in the state.
Well, the thing that they're growing it in, you guys may have heard of it, is a strain called Charlotte's Web, and it was named after a little girl named Charlotte that had seizures. She had, hundreds of seizures a day, and some of the more proficient marijuana growers in Colorado worked and crossbred and cross-pollinated plants until they came up with this strain, which is very, 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 very low in THC and very high in the pain-relieving cannabinoids. And I think that shows more promise than for people that need therapeutic type of remedy. I think that is a real proven therapeutic strain of marijuana, whereas just companies that are putting CBD and suspending it in vapable form through PG and VG, I wouldn't trust it. So if you need that medicinal type of stuff, I would seek out and look up Charlotte's Web.
Yeah. One of the things that sucks is there's such a stigma. I mean, look how long marijuana has been prohibited. You know, there's a stigma. Every time you say marijuana or THC or anything related to marijuana, people freak out.
Yeah.
There's a distinct difference between medicinal marijuana and recreational marijuana. I'm for both. I mean, if you want to smoke pot, smoke pot. But if you want the medicinal aspect of it and you want to say, I'm a medicinal user, don't get on camera and get baked out of your gourd and say, ha, this is medicinal.
Exactly.
Fight for the things, you know, fight for the research that will actually help people. And so we won't have a stigma, so people can have that. You know, I mean, the prohibition is going to be eradicated very shortly. I'm fairly sure of it. It's decriminalized in so many places. There's such a revolution of people actually looking at it correctly. But when we have the stigma of, oh my God, it's a pothead on YouTube saying that, you know, he got his medicinal card and now he can just get baked out of his gourd. That's the problem that I have. That's the problem that we all have, because it puts that stigma. Like Giz said, the CBD oil that you get, if you're not paying $150 for a 20 mil, you're not really getting much as far as CBD goes. You know, you get a tincture of a good CBD, and you drop it under your tongue, and you get lasting effects all day from one little drop, and that bottle will last you a month. You vape a thing of CBD, you know, and that shit is nasty. I don't know if you've ever tasted some of that stuff, but holy crap.
Yeah, we have some, and it is fucking horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why you would try and vape it instead of just using a tincture and putting it under your tongue anyways, because it's much more effective.
Exactly.
And honestly, I think that's the way it's meant to be done. People are just taking it and putting it in VG or an already made liquid, I guess you could say. You know, I think you're right. You're better off just taking a drop and taking it sublingually.
Yep.
Man, see, I was thinking on it purely on, like you're saying, the stigma of it. Everybody's going to see that and go, is that what everybody's doing while they're vaping?
Right.
And thinking that's the case. I'm like, it's just, it's bad publicity for vaping as a whole, in my opinion. And that's, because you look at how many viewers watch the UFC?
Right.
Fucking millions. So,
but that's also a very good chance to explain that CBD is totally different than marijuana too. I don't know how good of a Diaz will do it, because he's gotten punch drunk a few too many times. But it's still a good opportunity to educate people that there is a distinct difference between medicinal aspects of marijuana and getting stoned off your ass.
Yeah.
Come on now, Nate Diaz is highly articulate.
Alrighty then.
apparently you must have been hanging out with him if you thought that.
I think he gave you the shit that wasn't CBD, buddy.
You got the wrong stuff there. Speaking of things of that nature and turning it into a positive in advocacy, I did want to touch on this because I've been seeing a lot of it here. What does everybody on the panel think here of Rip's fundraiser that's going on as far as going towards that? Do you think it's a sham for him, or is he really trying to do something here? I know it's going to the right place. I'm just wondering what everybody's thoughts on that is.
I believe that it's 100% legit, and you know, there's a lot of other people that are in on it, not just Rip. You know, it's good that he broke the news on it because he has the largest audience, obviously, and kudos to him. It's about time he stepped up.
Yep.
Most definitely, especially because he's getting those big names to start making big donations. I mean, $10,000 from Smoke and a couple other ones, and he's. I think it's finally doing the right thing, considering he did have quite the trip up there previously.
And
Yeah.
also, I'm sorry, I was just going to mention, the money mainly 75% of it's going to Greg Conley. If you don't know who Greg Conley is, you need to find out who he is. And I think once you find out who he is, you'll want to donate to it because he's our #1 soldier on the ground.
Yeah.
He's a Harvard-educated lawyer, and he's been hired to do a job, and he is highly articulate, and he's going around to talk to these people.
That, and then the other 25% is actually going to the lawsuit as well, to fund that as well. So it's good all around. And if you make a donation, know that your name is going to show up on the page, because it will.
Well,
I myself, sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I myself think it was a great thing to come out on his channel because he does have 700,000 plus viewers that see his stuff every day, and either if you love him or hate him, you're gonna see it if it's in your subscriptions. And if every one of them posted $1, just $1, and you can see that in the page of the funding page where people are just sending $1 or $2, what they can afford. If everybody did that, that's a subscriber to him. And just imagine the money that we would have to back all the parties.
Reyes, you're correct there. We all do need to stand together on that. That's something we have to preach on a daily basis. Because it's not just for ourselves, it's for those who come behind us as well, who may not have that opportunity if we don't continue to do our parts. And I think Mike Vapes, when I watched his little video on that, he said it right. He said either you love him, you hate him, whatever the case may be, but he said all of us are in one way, shape, or form are subscribed to him. Either we're watching it through something else or whatever else just to see what's going on. So yeah, he does have a huge pull, and he's finally making that huge pull do something.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, good on Rip. Good on Rip for doing the right thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for what he's putting together. I wish he had gotten to it sooner, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I just hope that he continues to mention it on a weekly basis. As we all know, the social media thing, whatever you say today kind of gets buried. So, it's at the top of the feed this week, but it'll be interesting to see if he devotes more time to it on a regular basis. That's what I'd like to see out of Rip. I'd like to see him bring it up, not just do one video or whatever, but to mention it on the front or the back of every video that he does.
I concur.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And anybody who's got a huge following should be doing the same thing, pushing towards that same area. I'm not there, but guess what? For those 160 whatever I have right now, all of you should be donating in one way, shape, or form. If you can't, there's other ways to advocacy. There's always the Adori liquid route. Go pick up some of the Addie's yogurt concentrate, the banana bondage. You're going to be advocating there. If you can't afford to do it otherwise, do it that way. Still take your time out. Contact your congressman. Send thank you letters to them who are fighting for you, and so that way they keep it up. And if they're not fighting for you, tell them you'll vote for somebody else and get them replaced with somebody who will do what you want.
I have to speak about Giz because he and I were on the very same mindset about the whole Rip Trippers debacle. I supported basically everything Giz said, and I held the same beliefs. However, I'm glad that also glad that he stepped up, and I actually will be donating to that through Vaping Swag. And I mean, that in and of itself should tell you something. Gizzard Stew made a total turnabout in the way that he felt. Not necessarily about the man and what he did, but that he was doing something for the greater good. And that's what we all have to focus on, is he has such a reach that he's got the most to contribute as far as the greater good goes.
That's what we expected out of him, as to step up as a leader with a voice, you know, way back when. And he just, I'm very happy that he's doing that. I just hope that he continues to do it.
Yeah.
You know, he's definitely taken a giant step in the right direction, and he's got a little bit of a ways to go to gain my respect for him back. But that's just the way I feel about it. You know, if I see that he continues to head in the right direction, I'm all about forgiving and forgetting past little indiscretions or whatever, you know. But I definitely believe in, you know, it's not a scam. He's not trying to pull anything. You know, the way that they have it set up is good. So that's what I think.
Yeah. I've got a plume veil that I haven't gotten rid of that represents my bitterness towards Rip Trippers. But I'm very happy that he stepped forward. I'm very happy. And you know, better late than never, I suppose. And you know, he is doing it right. So
yeah,
you know, he did. You know, support what he's doing. Greg Conley is a vaping saint. So.
And you're absolutely right. There's a lot of things to be angry at him about. However, when there's something this good coming out of it, we don't have to forgive or forget, but we should be doing the right thing to advocate in that same area. And if you don't feel that need, there's a problem. You need to change your way of thinking on it.
Well, let's face it, he needed to do damage control, and this is a good way to do damage control. I mean, it may be a strategic step for him to make people forgive and forget, but I'm totally fine with that, you know.
Yep.
I'm not even saying that you need to forgive him at all on it. I just, if no matter what happens, if he thinks it's strategic, whatever, let him think it's strategic, as long as we know it's going to the right people, doing the right thing.
right.
That's what we should be focused on. The only reason I even brought his name up was 'cause that was my only way to segue into it. To be honest, I could give two fucks what the guy does. If he fell off a cliff tomorrow, that would suck for us because he's a really big name and he's pushing this right now. However, if he stops pushing it, Giz makes a solid point. Guess what? What's on social media will be gone tomorrow. So it is our job now in order to push that. Even those of us with a small number of viewers should be doing the same thing. Because otherwise it will die off, and if he's not going to push it, somebody else needs to. That's just my personal thoughts on that, to be honest. I said I don't give two fucks about the guy one way or another. Yes, you're a big name. So fucking what? Just do the right thing. Stop fucking everybody.
Well, the thing about it too is, cumulatively, all the vaping channels far outreach him, because you're always going to have your little, you know, your little divisions of the vape world. You know, you got your DIY portion of it. You got your enthusiasts, your cloud blowers, you know, etc., etc. Rip is not going to have 1 million viewers watch every single video. So, I mean, it's our job as well to add to that. You know, he does have big numbers, but I mean, what does he get, like 20,000 views in a week on one video? I haven't looked at it for a long time, but
not a fucking clue.
It's
You know
just
what?
kind of in the ballpark.
Let me look and see what the actual view count on that specific video is, because I'm curious now. I think it's been out for just about a week at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see.
Everybody's quick to their computers. Let's see.
It says it's at 80,000 views, and it was 5 days ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, of that 700,000 or whatever he has for subscribers, that's only a drop in the fucking hat of what his actual subscriber count is. Don't get me wrong, 80,000 views on a video for something like that, if everybody was donating $1 from those 80,000 views, that's $80,000.
Yeah, if.
And that's exactly right. It's if. Not everybody's going to go, well, I can donate $1, or a lot of them are going to go, you know what, somebody else is going to donate $5, so that takes care of my $1. No, fuck you. Put your $1 in.
Yeah.
It's $1. What are you going to do with $1? That $1 is not going to make or break anybody. If that $1 is going to make or break you, you got bigger issues. You should be worrying about managing your money better.
One of the things about it too is you got to think about audience retention and stuff like that too. Like, I mean, I have to understand YouTube the best that I can, because my job is to make everybody that I work with look better and do better, because obviously it behooves me to do so, because I will do better the better everybody else does. If you take an average retention rate, how many people are watching the show right now?
Yeah, we're at 23, so not a whole lot.
So
I think
you
I
look
peaked
through
at
the
around
chat.
30.
You look through the chat, we're very well into the show. And we have a significant amount of viewers that are still active in chat and still watching. You know, that says something as well, because your retention rate, everything that you say in a video, you want to keep a video, especially of that nature, in between 5 and 10 minutes. Because at the 3-minute mark, everybody's going to start, click, click. You know, they really don't care what you have to say after that time. We're so, you know, we have to have instant gratification. And that's what we need. And if you it's all in the retention. Because if you have 1 million subscribers, but only 2% of your subscribers watch a full video, which is not uncommon if you have, you know, 1 million subscribers, that's your smaller channels are going to have a better retention rate and a better message to put forth, and people will actually watch it and share it with other people. So, I mean, that's one of the things. Yes, it's great that he's a big name and that he's doing it. However, don't shortchange yourself if you only have 30 people watching your live show. You know, those 30 people are very diligent people who watch and listen to everything that you have to say. So.
And those people that are actually sitting through one of my videos or my live streams that I do here, thank you. That's all I can say. If you can deal with me for fucking 2 hours a week, good on ya. I don't know how my girlfriend manages fucking 7 days a week, 24/7. However you guys manage it for 2 hours, good on ya. The retention thing is real, though. There's, unfortunately, we've come to the point with society where we want instant gratification. If it's not right now, we're not going to do it. The reason why you end up in that deep dark hole of YouTube where you get to, why am I watching this video and how did I get here after 40 clicks?
Yep.
So yeah, it's short attention spans, and to get in, make the point, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I know I see like my videos around 150 views a week, which is way more than I would think. And I know of those views that I'm seeing on the count, most of them probably skipped around in the video, may have watched 10 minutes of it max. There's going to be the few out there that do sit and listen to the whole thing through, but it's doubtful. I know that. my goal here is actually just to have fun. I wasn't doing. I only decided to do a live stream because I decided I was going to shoot a video one night, and like, how do I do a live stream? And I think that was the first night where everybody got a wrench and everybody was on the show. So it was just a good time as a whole, and I realized I have a lot more fun like this, just hanging out with everybody and bullshit, and feels like I'm sitting down just like I would back when I was in the Army, get off fucking work, go hang out with my friends. Same concept, except for I only get to do this once a week, and if I'm lucky, I get to peek in on Fresh's show, or I keep getting invites to the Tuesday show, but I never have time for it on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are my family nights, so. I mean, one of these nights I'll peek in and possibly get on a Project Fog, but we'll see.
Well, see, that's one of the things I told LIFA. Nobody had done Fog yet, and I was just like, do it. I mean, it's just like there's no difference than if we're in a hangout talking or if we're here. We just have an extended group of friends to share it with,
Yeah.
True.
And that's it to a point. I'd like to think of everybody who's sitting here watching the video, even in the comment section, that don't come on when I offer them the spot. To think of them as my friends, even though they're dicks and turn me down and never want to come on. There's a couple of them who've had reasons, which I get that. I don't have a camera. Whatever. Get a fucking camera and then come on. Let me know when you get $13. You can buy a cheap one for $10. I'm not asking to look at you in high definition. Nobody wants to see me in high definition, for that matter. So.
Because you keep asking us to help you move, TJ. All you offer us is pizza and beer. I don't even drink anymore. What the fuck, man?
Pizza and beer is usually a pretty good sell. I guess I'll just have to start offering college kids that route.
As long as it's Guinness.
Ugh.
Andrew, are you going to be here next week? If you want an invite, because the show is winding down here, I'll get you an invite next week and I'll bring you on the show. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Although I know I'm going to have to wait about 30 seconds to a minute for that reply, so I'm all right with it. Nothing like a live stream delay. Gotta love that.
I noticed that LIFA wore his Bears shirt just to bait you a little bit, I think.
I took care of that before we went live, dirty bastard.
Man,
Yes.
swearing at each other on Friday.
Speaking of shit and more shit, somebody decided to use that shit hand lotion over the weekend that you sent over here. So somebody was moisturizing their hands with fucking bear jizz.
Oh, the infection is working.
Wasn't me. I can tell you that. I don't have no dry knuckles.
Your knuckles were dry.
My knuckles are in good shape, I'll have you know.
All right. Keeping up on your electrolytes. Good on you, man.
That's right.
Does anyone know that bear oil is the absolute best thing to fry donuts in?
What?
It's true.
Where did that randomness come from?
Well, we were talking about bears, and I don't know.
No, I am a bear, I get it, but still, no, we're not using my oil to fry donuts. Just
No, I
not a
thought
good
we were
idea.
talking about Chicago Bears.
Andrew said okay, TJ.
Oh, hey, wow. We're only like 2 minutes there. That's okay. That's right.
Moist knuckles.
Hashtag moist knuckles. I don't know if, depending on how you say that, that might not go over all right.
Did you know that you can also use bear oil to
Deep thoughts by Giz.
Did you know you can use bear oil, huh?
Squirrel.
Will bear oil keep the cat shit off your hands when you throw it at your neighbor?
That's true. That's what I really need to know. I've been taking the thugonomics advice pretty seriously. Hold on a sec.
Did you also know that you can use bear oil to
Shane, do you have a little bit of a anger issue with losing the Super Bowl to the Packers a couple of years ago?
No,
Okay.
because they still have more Super Bowls than the Packers in their back pocket. So
Might have more Super Bowls, but not more World Championships.
that's what the Browns say. Are you saying you're as good as the Browns?
No, the Browns are the mistake on the lake. There's a reason why they call us Title Town and why the trophy's named after Lombardi. I'm just saying.
It's fresh as mini-me.
It is. Oh, look.
You're getting ready thugonomics up in here. Oh man, been a while since we did basic thugonomics on my show.
Oh, fuck. I might have to appear from the road on Friday if that's the case.
Did you know that you can use bear oil to?
That's going to be my next video. Uses for bear oil.
He's going to use bear oil extract in his next DIY.
It's just the video. It's just me sitting there massaging myself, my hairy ass with oil.
Oh,
Like, thank you, Gizzard Stew.
A bossy computer.
You have to oil your bears. That you do.
Yes.
oh my God! No Miley Cyrus. I have to hide Miley Cyrus from my house because my 6-year-old daughter started watching Hannah Montana. I'm like, nope, not gonna happen.
Good
I don't
God,
want
no.
I don't want you. I don't want you googling Miley Cyrus. So
You don't want her coming in like a wrecking ball?
I bet you bear oil would lube the chain up on your wrecking ball pretty good though. But I Gizzard you too.
Actually, you can use bear oil to waterproof your boots.
Oh, he actually followed it up that time. Totally killed it. Damn it. You were on such a roll, too. That's alright. Had to come to an end eventually. Oh, on that note here, I know we've been kind of winding down here for the last half hour or so. I think it's about that time to go ahead and start really cutting her down here tonight. So, first off, before I get to anybody speaking their piece, thank you very much for showing up tonight. Shane, I appreciate it. It's nice to have you on. Nice to actually get to talk to you face to face here, instead of just talking to your dirty brother Sean over there. Yeah.
well, thank you. I appreciate being on.
And most definitely a pleasure.
Yeah.
In this case, we do have a very good bearded panel tonight. I'm very stoked about that.
I was just noticing that we're like the poster childs for beard oil.
We really are. There's just one beard after another in all shapes and sizes. This is glorious.
I need some.
I might have to change this to first batch results and the beards of glory.
I tried to keep up with some Just for Men on my beard, but I ended up having to buy stock in them, so I just stopped.
Yeah, I just go au natural. Screw it.
Nothing wrong with that. That's why mine's starting to get all fucking bushy. I'm gonna get that fixed tomorrow because I want it to look all nice and pretty. I gotta go and I gotta go get a house loan. I gotta look pretty when I go talk to the fucking bankers.
I'm kind of liking these stripes. It almost looks like Goldberg.
It's gonna spear somebody. Watch out.
I believe Lord Tensai used a double-handed choke slam.
Nice.
Double-handed sit-out choke slam. My Lord Tensai.
And since he's showing it, chicken parm, you taste so good.
Oh, I see what you did there. Oh,
On that note, I'm going to just start from my left and go right down the aisle here. First person to my left has their own shit to pimp tonight. I did kind of not give him an option, and he did show up late, so I really should make him wait till last, but I'm not. So, Yunko, the floor is yours. Since you decided to show up late, you get to go first. It's a punishment.
Is he even there? I don't think he's there.
Oh no, that dirty bastard got out before I had the chance.
His
Son of
battery
a
always
bitch.
dies for outros.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back?
No,
No.
he's not back.
No, he's not back. God damn it. He's just frozen in this kind of jerk face.
he's leaving.
Yunko looks so confused right there.
In that case, well, yep, now he's gone. There we go. Now I don't even have to fucking worry about it anymore. In this case, Shane, you're the next one who is up to the left here.
All right.
Pimp your shit.
I am Shane from Vaping Swag. You can find me on just about any live show. VapingSwag.com. Fight for our right to vape. We've got I Vape I Vote shirts. If you so choose, fuck the FDA. If you want to say it in a more demure manner, you can just say smoking is safer. Vaping is safer than smoking. However you choose to say it, just say it. We have tonight hashtag rainbow, all in capital letters. Will get you 20% off anything, including the at cost. So I'm going to take a hit, but if you want to buy one for 20% off, you can buy one of the volunteer shirts for under cost. And I think that's about it. The light and dark are now available, and the Chubby Gorillas will be available if you order anything from tonight on. So I have to bottle up a whole bunch of stuff tomorrow when those come in. So I think that's about it. Hashtag rainbow, 20% off. Make your voice be heard. Absolutely.
Outstanding. Thank you, sir. And again, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. It's awesome to get the chance to have you on here and talk with you and actually see you from somewhere other than the comments. Although, do tell your brother, hopefully he starts feeling better soon. I'll see him next week. Next person off to his left, Ray, you're up. I would call you LIFA, LIFA, whatever you want to feel like calling yourself tonight. Completely up to you. Floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, you can call me Ray, you can call me Jay, you can call me LIFA, whatever. Do have a little channel out there. I know TJ posted a link for my advocacy video of calling your representative, so check that out. Do what you can. Go out there. Go to august8.org. Answer the calls to action. Donate when you can. If you can't donate, support the people that are donating, like Adore. Get out there, get those concentrates just like TJ, and make you up some beautiful juice. Other than that, thanks everybody for coming out, and thank you, TJ.
You, sir, are welcome. Thank you. Again, as always, thanks for coming on again. It's always a pleasure. And then I think the next person who I saw there is in love with a quarterback that's no longer playing the game. Hopefully he's got a coupon to talk, though. So, Giz, the floor is yours. Uh-oh. You're muted, Giz.
He knows he is.
That looked like an oh shit, I didn't know I was.
He was very enthusiastic there for a second, though.
That's right, and that quarterback would happen to be John Elway. That's right. Okay, let's pimp out my favorite all-time Eliquid, Hazy Custard from Adore Eliquid. Can't go wrong there. I'd like to remind everybody that she pretty much worked for free last week, so if you're not all stocked up, get over there and put her back to work. You can get 10% off with the coupon code Gizzard Stew or the coupon code Fresh03. And Shaner, it was really nice to have you on the show tonight. Of course, you already pimped yourself, so that's, I guess I won't go there, but what else? A Billion Lives? Let's pimp a Billion Lives. Billion Lives is a fantastic tool. It's a movie that is basically about corruption by big pharma, big tobacco, and big charity, and how they are trying to crush our beloved vaping technologies. So get over to their website, sign up for their emails, find a way to see this movie, and then more importantly to share this movie. And then I guess I would like to pimp out Fresh03, who has a show every Friday and every Saturday. And you're doing a show on Friday, aren't you, Fresh?
Yes. I got confirmation today on our guest, the Eagle,
good.
Eagle landing.
The Eagle is landing.
A very angry, foul-mouthed eagle is landing.
That should be interesting.
Oh, I love having him on my show.
Yeah, it should be good. And I guess that's it. I'll defer.
Well, in that case, Fresh, which end do you want to defend?
Which end do I want to defend?
Yeah, 'cause the floor is yours.
Which way is the wind blowing? I don't know which way the wind is blowing. Hold on. We're going to defend here.
That looks like a safety.
That's what's gonna happen if the Niners meet up with the Broncos. I wish it would be the Niners crushing the Broncos and getting the safety, but somehow I see Blaine Gabbert getting tackled in the end zone. I'm Fresh03. As Gizzard said, I do host shows every Friday night and Saturday morning. This Friday we're having Big Blue East Coast Reviews on my show again. It has been a while since I had him on. If you have never gotten to hang out with Lou on a live show, it is fantastic. He is an incredible person. He's always got something up his sleeve, and it's going to be a great show. Saturday we'll be doing some DIYing, having some fun over on my channel. Check out Vaping Swag. Check out Vaping Swag. We need to make sure that we keep Shane busy. Hopefully at some point I can lure Shane onto my show. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. But exactly, Giancarlo. He is good people. Yeah, check out Adore Eliquid. I know everybody pimps her, but there's a good reason. Everybody pimps Dawn for a reason. Her e-liquids are second to none, and she throws her heart out there and works really hard for the community and does so much for all of us that most of you don't even realize. So check it out. Check out AdoreEliquid.com. Heavyweight e-liquids over on SouthsideVaporiumAL.com. He's giving 25% of the proceeds over to Vaping Advocacy, and that's the Right to Be Smoke-Free lawsuit. So that is right now, besides the Cole Bishop Amendment, where we should be focusing our attention. So get out there and advocate, educate, and be beautiful to each other.
Outstanding. I'm glad you make it easy for me to know when you're done on Mike Giz, where he just kind of goes and need a public.
Did you know you can use? Did you know you can use bear oil for stuff?
Yeah, did you know that? Bear oil is good for all kinds of things.
Apparently, we're learning all kinds of new things today. In this case, now that I know I can use bear oil for,
you can use Chicago bear oil to repel women.
Oh, Giz, you just won the top comment on the panel tonight. That is glorious. Leif, are you gonna burn that shirt or what?
No, I'm married. I can repel the women I want.
You obviously were not wearing that shirt when you met her.
LIFA, that is some repugnant shit.
Oh, now that I got my good laugh out of the way here for the evening, couple things that I know were missed because somebody decided they were going to dip out and not keep their kids on the treadmill long enough to keep their power going. If you haven't gotten any, go get over and pick yourself up some Yeti oils. There's a link down in the description below where you can pick yours up. He does make some very, very pretty coils, and they vape wonderfully. That's actually what I'm vaping my first DIY on tonight, is a set of Yeti coils. So most definitely link in the description. Another big thank you again to you, Shane, for showing up here. So huge shout out. Make sure you're going out to Vaping Swag. Pick up some of those originals. They're fucking phenomenal. And now that there's a light in the dark, there's even more selection for you. And as he did say, hashtag Rainbow, get yourself 20% off anything in the shop there. Also, while you're there, if you need, go get yourself some Crazy Wire.
I now have 304 as well.
Ooh, he's got 304 as well. You heard it here first. There you go.
It's gonna be really easy to fill my card up.
304 and 38 gauge, and 40 is coming soon.
Ooh, talking about making them Claptons.
Yes, sir.
Now, a couple other things I do want to, of course, just pimp the shit out of, because you can never pimp it enough. Dory Liquid, get you some. Make it a point. This should be on the top of everything you're doing. Go get you some Addie's Yogurt Concentrate. It makes for a great first DIY experience if you're learning to DIY like myself. Because let me tell you what, that is tasty shit after it's sat for 3 days. Now, the hard part is letting it sit for 3 days without actually dipping into it. Let me tell you that right now. The second I shook it up for a couple of minutes there, I immediately wanted to vape it just because it smelled so overwhelmingly delicious. Also, get some Banana Bondage. Those are both have profits going to Advocacy. 100% of that Addie's Yogurt, 50% of that Banana Bondage. If you're going to advocate, do it in a tasty fashion. Also, I didn't get to do this at all yet today, so if you're wondering about Ohmageddon e-liquids, I do know a guy. I personally know a guy has an email that you can contact them about those Ohmageddon products. I'm pretty sure they'll also take care of you in regards to the duck pond too. Apparently there's some pretty sweet stuff going on when Ducky's running her fingers through things. Make sure you get out there, check them out. And if you don't know where to check them out, like I said, there's a secret email posted in the description below. So those of you who are my followers, the all 160 of you, you get inside access. Pass it along to your friends. Also, like I was saying earlier, check out the advocacy that Rip has set up. That's a phenomenal way to advocate right now, especially because we know where the money is going. None of that money is even going to touch his hands. If you have questions in regards to that, go check out the videos that Mike Vapes put up. There's been countless other reviewers who have put up information on that showing that, hey, it is going directly to the cause. So advocate for yourself, educate, get out to CASA. They do have a new setup on the webpage there. Go check it out. It's a lot different than what it was previously. Advocate, advocate, advocate. I can't say that enough. If you can donate, donate. If you can't, buy some e-liquid or some Addie's Yogurt Concentrate and advocate that way. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot to say today, other than thank you everyone for showing up. Learn to DIY. This shit is fucking glorious and it's cheap. Well, initially it's cheap. I'm sure it's going to cost me a lot of money in the long run because now I have all these ideas popping and going through my head now. I can tell you the first actual venture into the DIY other than concentrates I will be doing, well, I will be trying to make myself some Red Dawn. I've been dreaming about Red Dawn since the day that I heard it was created. So if you guys are following, Red Dawn will be coming my way at some point. In this case, thanks for coming out. My name is TJ. You're watching Golf T Vapes. Giz, would you like to take us out?
I would be happy to. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. And did you know that you could use bear oil for all kinds of things? Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye!